Epictetus taught that true happiness and inner peace are fully within our control. That might seem hard to believe, especially when we look at the suffering in the world: illness, loss, heartbreak, betrayal, and political chaos that threatens global stability. How can anyone feel peaceful amid so much uncertainty and adversity? This is exactly the problem Stoic philosophy, especially the teachings of Epictetus, seeks to address. His words are direct, his methods uncompromising. Some of his ideas are so stark they can be difficult to accept, let alone live by. Epictetus doesn't coddle, he doesn't offer comfort for the sake of it. Instead, he tells us exactly what it takes. Nothing less than total commitment. Half measures won't bring lasting peace. To achieve true freedom, we must be willing to let go of anything that disturbs our inner state.
Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I will continue from the previous one and guide you step by step on how to automate the demo from the last video using make.com. This is a part of my comprehensive AI automation course, where you'll learn how to generate AI automation content that works for YouTube. Creating content in the philosophy or psychology niche is incredibly easy and fast, especially with AI automation tools. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to build high-quality, engaging YouTube long-form videos in this niche automatically. Yes, you heard that right. From scripting to image generation and even video creation, the entire process can be fully automated. All you'll need to do at the end is a bit of simple editing. Pretty exciting, right? But before we dive into the how, let me show you a real example of why this niche works so well. Take a look at a channel called Philosophies for Life. It has already uploaded 151 videos, gained over 1.3 million subscribers, and accumulated more than 74 million views. That's incredible growth for any faceless content channel. This niche is a goldmine. High views, strong watch time. In terms of profitability, it's one of the best niches for AI creators out there because most people who listen to these videos are mature, experienced, and of course, they tend to have higher incomes than younger audiences. Based on the statistics, I can confidently say that the money this channel earns is truly, really high. During viral moments, earning $15,000 per month is absolutely possible, which shows the potential of making money on YouTube with automated content. But back to our main focus, how to create similar videos automatically and still maintain great quality. I'll also share how I plan to expand into more YouTube automation content in the future. With my method, you'll be able to produce high-quality videos faster than ever before, all with AI automation. One of the key tools I use to make this happen is make.com. In this video, and in upcoming ones, I'll walk you through automating your entire YouTube content workflow using tools like make.com and the ChatGPT API to bring it all to life. This way, everyone can do this with low effort, high quality, just like the demo you saw at the beginning of this video. Now, let's dive in. I'll show you how to get started with make.com and build automation templates step by step. In the previous video, you already saw that I taught some basic steps, like signing in using make.com to create a basic scenario by reading data from Google Sheets, calling the ChatGPT API, and then getting the full script back to another Google Sheets module. In this video, I will take things further by helping you generate a list of topics, then generate scripting for the selected topic in JSON format for each section. I'll cover how to generate images as well, but for this video, I don't have enough time to guide you through image generation via image.com, and I can help you use make.com to automate image generation in the next video, episode 3. Next, we will cover how to generate videos using Kling AI 2.1, and finally, how to combine everything in CapCut with just simple steps. All these steps together take me around 30 minutes to complete high-quality AI automation content videos, just like the one you saw at the beginning of this video. And as usual, if you need support or want to take immediate action with the ready-made templates and advanced workflows I've already built, don't hesitate to join the community with me and other members. I guarantee it's the best place for faceless content creators and AI creators who want to automate their YouTube content creation and grow fast in the world of AI automation. Now let's open make.com, log in with your account, and on the left menu, click on Scenario. Then, click on the folder where you want to save your scenario for this tutorial. At the top right of the screen, click on Create a New Scenario. Make will redirect you to the new scenario screen. For now, let's change the scenario name. This is the scenario we'll use to generate the topic list first, so I'll name it Generate Topic List. At the bottom, make sure to click the Save icon to save the scenario. This is an important step to save the scenario for the first time. Now, let's move on. I will click on the large plus button and select Google Sheets as my first module. Then, I'll search for the Search Rows module. Just click on that, and a new pop-up will appear for setting up the module. Alright, since I don't have any Google Sheets file yet, I need to create one. Let me help you create your first template Google Sheet, so the Make Scenario module can read and use it for the automation process. I'll go to my Google Drive, and as you can see, this is my folder. Here, just right-click on the screen, then choose Google Sheets and continue by clicking Create and Share. Now, I'll change the title of my new spreadsheet to something like Make Automation Data Input. Next, I'll change the current sheet name to Topic Prompt. And for the sheet header, I'll create a header with the text prompt. Now, I will paste my prompt for generating the topic list into this cell, right below the header. You can pause the video to get the prompt. I'll try to use this prompt for generating topics in the GPT chat box, and as you can see, after using the prompt, all topics will be listed below here. However, we can't process this data for the workflow or automation process because it's in text format, and it's really hard to extract each topic in this format. So, I need to add another prompt after my initial prompt. This second prompt will ensure that the output is in JSON format, and the output format will look exactly like the one you see in the video. Now, I'll go back to make.com, and for the field search method, select the default value select from my drive. For the spreadsheet ID, just select the file we created in Google Drive, which is named Make Automation Data Input. For the sheet name, we will select Topic Prompt, which we named earlier. Then, click Save at the bottom to save the settings and close the module. Next, I will click on the plus button in the first module to create another module. This will be the OpenAI module. Then, I'll choose the feature Create a Completion or Prompt. This will help me create a completion for a prompt or chat, just like what we did in the GPT chat box. For the select method, leave it as the default value. For the model, I am going to select GPT-4, which is the strongest and best model for any tasks, and it will give you great results. Now, we have a new messages field appear, and we need to add 2 messages. First, let's click on the Add Message button to add the first message. For this one, I will select the role as developer or system. Then, I'll copy the JSON format output from the topic prompt sheet. All you need to do now is copy the entire JSON text and paste it into this field. This will help the output always return results in JSON format, which makes it much easier for us to handle the result later. Next, I need to click on Add Message one more time to create the second message. For now, I will choose the role as user, and for the text content, just click on that field. You will see the prompt result pop up for the previous search rows module that Make suggests to us. All you need to do is click on Prompt, and it will automatically match the prompt from the Google Sheet into this field. Then, to save the module, just click the Save button here. Next, I want to add a Parse JSON module. In the search text box, type JSON, then choose Parse JSON to add this module to the scenario. This module will help us handle the JSON text that we will get from the OpenAI module. In the JSON string field, just click on the result field here to map the result into this module. This will be automatically shown by the Make platform. So as you can see, it's very convenient for us to handle the full processing without requiring much technical skill. Next, we need to add another module called Iterator after the Parse JSON module. But for now, when you click on the text box, we don't see any suggestions from the previous Parse JSON module. So to get the suggestion, just click on Run Once to run the scenario. This will allow Make to understand the result and suggest the correct field you need to use in the Iterator module. After the first run, you will now see the field suggestions. You can click back to the Iterator module, and you should see the title field showing here in the Parse JSON module. Just click on the title field to map it, then click on Save again. It's pretty simple, and I can confidently say that you will be able to do it easily by yourself after watching this tutorial video. Next, I will add another Google Sheets module to get the result and place all the results into it. This way, you can review the results before I continue with the next tasks in the automation process. But before we move forward, I need to go back to the previous Google Sheets file and create a new sheet. This time, I will name it Topic Output, which will serve as the output for the topic prompt. In this sheet, I will create 2 headers. One will be All Topic, and the other will be Action. Once I've created this sheet and filled in the necessary information, I will go back to make.com and add a new Google Sheets module after the iterator module. For now, I will choose the feature Add a Row. In the spreadsheet ID, you will need to select the Make Automation Data Input file. Then, for the sheet name, choose the topic output sheet that we just created. For the field table contains headers, I will always choose Yes. This ensures that I always remember to add headers for each sheet in my Google Sheets file, so you don't need to check each time if your sheet has headers or not. Now, in the values for the A column, I will pick the title from the iterator module. For the B column, I will add the text not processed yet. This will ensure that the topic list is tracked properly. Once this is set up, at the bottom, click Save to save the settings for this module. Now we've finished all the settings for this scenario. You need to click the Save button on the scenario again to ensure everything is saved. After the scenario is saved, I'm going to click on Run Once to start a demo and show you how the entire automation scenario works. Now, as you can see, after the OpenAI module finishes processing, the prompt will return to the sheet, and you can see a new row with the new title or topic added one by one to the topic output sheet. However, you may notice that the new row has bold font, which we don't want. To fix this issue, go back to your Make scenario, click on the last module, and scroll down to the bottom. You will see the Unformatted Field option. For this field, change the value to Yes. This will ensure that the new row is added without any formatting, like bold text, as we prefer. Alright, that's pretty much it for this scenario. All you need to do now is click on the Save button at the bottom of the screen to save this scenario. In the next video, which will be released next week, I'll continue with this process, choosing the topic, generating the script, and creating image prompts. For now, I'll wrap up this automation tutorial here. In the next part, I'll show you how I effortlessly write the script using ChatGPT, leveraging AI content automation to streamline the process. In a future video, I'll demonstrate how to set up a make.com scenario to automate this entire script writing workflow. For now, let's tackle it manually. Start by opening ChatGPT and getting ready to use the exact prompt I'm about to share with you to create high-quality scripts. Whether you're focusing on philosophy, storytelling, or any other niche, feel free to pause the video and use my prompt if you want. Once that's done, I'll copy the script and paste it into 11 Labs to generate the voiceover. At this point, you don't need the entire script. Just use the introduction or hook section as a test. I'll paste the script into the main text-to-speech screen in 11 Labs. Here, I select the Callum voice, and to make the delivery a bit more engaging, I increase the speed slightly to 1.05. I leave the stability and similarity settings at their default values, and I bump the style exaggeration from 0% to 6%. Once everything is set, I hit Generate. Let's listen to the voiceover now.
You don't notice it at first, the way your voice grows quieter, not in volume, but in ownership, the way your yes comes too easily, too quickly, the way your feet keep moving toward what others need, expect, assume, while something inside you stops. That stopping, that stillness you feel in your chest when you're smiling and nodding, but not really there, that's the sound of leaving yourself behind.
It sounds good, but to improve it further, I use Audacity to trim out the silent parts. I've gone over how to do this in a previous video, so I'll keep it brief here. If you need more details, feel free to pause. After trimming, I simply press Ctrl+Shift+E to export the file to a local folder. It's quick, and then we can move on to the next step, creating the images. To generate the images, I need a set of prompts. I start by creating template prompts for the images, and then use ChatGPT to generate the final prompts. In this video, I'll give you a quick demo using some example prompts and show you a few of the images I've created with them. Of course, I'm not manually generating each image. That would take forever. Instead, I've written a Python script to automate the process, and I've set up an automation workflow with make.com to generate images in bulk. Once the images are ready, they're automatically uploaded to Google Drive, where I can easily manage them in a dedicated folder. This automation saves me tons of time and effort. If you want to get the entire workflow with the exact templates, from make automation scenarios to Python scripts and prompt templates that I've built until now, just join the community. You'll be able to unlock all of these things immediately. And I guarantee no faceless community, not even the big channels or communities out there, can offer you this. And you know what? I have over 10 years of experience as a senior software engineer and 5 years in content marketing, generating over $2 million in sales. Next, I select a few standout images to create a video with Kling AI 2.1. To use Kling AI for image to video, it's pretty simple. Just upload your image, and you can use a prompt as needed. You can also use DeepSeek AI, which Kling AI supports, to help create the prompt. Personally, I don't use many prompts and usually leave it empty. As you can see, most of the videos come out high quality, perfectly aligned with the story and theme I'm working on. Kling AI 2.1 makes video generation smooth and reliable. Yes, it's a paid tool, but it's definitely worth it. And I can guarantee the very high quality on each video. We don't even need to add any custom prompts. We can automate the process easily. And, of course, in the entire process, I'll also include the steps for voiceover and editing, so stay tuned for that. Lastly, I'll show you how I combine everything into a polished final video using CapCut. In this segment, I'll walk you through some advanced editing techniques that help me work faster and more efficiently. I start by dividing my editing timeline into 2 layers, one for the video and image footage, and one for the voiceover I generated earlier in 11 Labs. Now, when working with images like the one you're seeing right now, after dragging them from the import section to the timeline, CapCut defaults the image duration to 5 seconds, but I usually prefer showing each image for only 2 to 3 seconds, so I adjust the default to 3 seconds and save the setting. When I drag in another image, you'll see that the duration is now shorter. Now, here's something important. Images generated through ChatGPT rarely fit perfectly into a 16:9 screen. They typically come out in a 3:2 ratio. To fix this, I zoom the image to 119% to make it fit properly. I recommend memorizing this number so you can type it directly into the setting box, rather than manually adjusting the scale. This way, you avoid inconsistencies across your video. To add a subtle zoom-in effect, I create a keyframe at the start of the image and then another one towards the end. At the second keyframe, I increase the scale by 5%, setting it to 124% for a 2-second image. If your image is 4 seconds long, you can bump it up to 128% or 129%. It works just as well. Hopefully, that makes sense. To apply the same effect to another image, I don't need to repeat the steps. I simply duplicate the image, drag a new image over the duplicate, and it automatically carries over the same animation and settings. Super easy. You can even use this trick with videos. When editing videos, aside from the typical zoom in and zoom out with keyframes, I also like to add sliding effects, slide up, slide down, or even combine them with zooming if needed. You can see an example here. All you need to do is set keyframes at the start and end of the clip, adjust both the position and scale, and you'll get that smooth dynamic movement. For transitions between scenes, I use the superimpose transition. Instead of keeping the default 0.5 seconds, I change it to 0.7 seconds, then click Apply All below, which instantly applies the transition to every cut throughout the video. This saves a ton of time and ensures everything looks cohesive. From here, it's just about fine-tuning, adjusting effects, syncing the image and video lengths to match the voiceover timing, and ensuring everything flows naturally. This is what gives your final video that polished, high-effort feel that viewers really appreciate. Lastly, I will combine all images and videos into a compound clip, and this time I will add the snow spots effect. For the speed, I will use 25, and for the atmosphere, I will set it to 77. This is the balance setting I think will make my video high quality. The more you practice this process, the quicker and smoother your editing will become. Over time, you'll be able to apply everything effortlessly, cutting down on production time significantly, while still delivering high-quality, emotionally resonant videos that truly connect with your audience. And that's it. You've just seen my entire process from start to finish. If you're looking to dive deeper and accelerate your growth, don't forget to join the community. You'll gain full access to all my courses, templates, and automation workflows, each designed to help you learn faster and build smarter with AI content automation and YouTube automation. I hope this helps you see just how simple and powerful it can be to create meaningful, high-quality content, even as a solo creator. The tools and processes are all in place. The real key is applying them consistently, refining your workflow, and taking full advantage of automation to save time and increase output. If this video brought you value, feel free to leave a comment or share your own process. I'd love to hear how others are leveraging automation and building with intention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.